Now, Labour has taken aim at councils and developers who hoard land, accusing them of blocking attempts to build new homes. The party leader, Ed Miliband, has promised to tackle what he called the worst housing shortage for a generation, with a goal of 200,000 new homes a year by 2020. But developers insist they're already putting up houses as fast as they can, whilst the government branded Labour's proposals a populist gimmick. Our economics editor, Faisal Islam, has this report.
A green field in northern Hertfordshire, a beautiful rural English scene straight out of an E.M. Forster novel. Or would it be made more beautiful by thousands of smiley, happy families in shiny new homes? This, the house building fault line across Britain running through this field. On the other side of the road, urban Stevenage, desperate to expand for years. It promoted plans to build thousands of houses here, but the Rural District Council fought it and eventually won. Now, though, the spectre of council-to-council planning wars is back, worrying local campaigners.
Here we have a possibility of one council forcing another council who doesn't want to do so to build on their countryside. Once this is gone, it's gone for good.
And we've got a housing association.
That's a response to Ed Miliband's pronouncement of a housing crisis, to be dealt with by offering urban councils the right to grow into rural councils guilty of so-called home blocking. The Labour leader thinks a lack of affordable housing can be wrapped up into his argument about a cost of living crisis. He turned up in Stevenage today to back its plans to grow beyond its borders.
We're sending a very, very clear signal today that councils that block other councils from expanding and block the wishes of local communities cannot be allowed to do so indefinitely. And I think it's so important for tackling the housing crisis that we face, because it's such a big crisis, and the Labour government is determined to reach the objective of building 200,000 homes a year by 2020.
That's a target for England, now at a woeful 107,000. But Mr Miliband may find that voters, even in Stevenage, are not so gung-ho for new housing.
Well, people need somewhere to live, don't they? There's a great shortage of housing. I don't know the answer to that. We'd be ashamed to lose some of our green land, but we've got too many people and not enough land.
We ain't got very many places that are green anymore. And it ain't really fair if you're going to keep putting houses everywhere for the kids. There's going to be nowhere for them to go, is there?
The economic reality is a woeful recent record on house building. In the first year of New Labour, 190,000 houses were completed across the UK. It took a decade to drive that up to 219,000 a year, but nearly half of these were those buy-to-let friendly flats, not houses. That annual total collapsed during the recession, falling by more than a third to 137,000. Now, there was a brief rally, but planning changes and massive cuts to government funding saw the total fall even further under the coalition to just 135,000 a year in the last full financial year. The lowest peacetime annual total for house building on some measures since the 1920s. So both sides talk boldly of building more houses, but both have failed miserably. And this may just be democracy. Not enough people actually vote at a local level for more houses. The council, attacked by Mr Miliband for stopping development, says it's not against growth.
Ultimately, it may be there's a need for a whole new settlement. That's the way it happened. Milton Keynes is a fantastic example of that. It worked very well. Stevenage itself is an example of that. But just to allow them to sprawl, the next thing you know, Stevenage has joined up with Luton, Luton's joined up with St Albans joined up with London. I don't think we want to go there.
The Labour leader also vowed to stop house builders sitting on unused land, criticising their recent growth in profits.